All right. Good evening, everybody. This is Alina from Women's March Minnesota, and this evening we have the privilege and honor to be interviewing 3 of the lead organizers of the Science March Minnesota, which is happening on this Saturday at the state capitol. The march starts at 11 a.m., is that correct? And then the rally will be at noon at the capitol. The march begins at St. Paul Cathedral, is that, or?
Cathedral Hill Park.
Cathedral Hill Park, that's right. All right, so starting left to right on the screen, we have Satish, who is a former particle physicist, who is a private sector data scientist, one of the lead organizers of the march. We have Samreen, who does global market research, also a lead organizer, and Angela, who is an application engineer, who is also a lead organizer. So thank you all for coming this evening. We're so excited. So can you tell us a little bit about the March for Science and how it got started nationally?
So how it got started nationally is apparently a Reddit thread.
Yes.
Although I never actually saw the Reddit thread myself.
I haven't either. I've just heard about it.
But yeah, I mean, it was something that I guess it happened. The thread popped up like right around the inauguration. Well, I think, at least for me, it was something that was sort of on my mind that we should be doing well before that. So when realized it started gathering steam was going to be a real thing, I sort of went to the first meeting, and
I read about it on a news article, actually. So I Googled it and found it.
Oh, fantastic. So you had a keen interest and decided you wanted to participate.
Well, not exactly. I'm not in the sciences, actually. I just know science greatly impacts our lives. And so when I read the article, I realized the reasons why they were marching or preparing to march. I felt that actually impacted my life, and so it was something I wanted to be part of.
Fantastic. How about you, Sam?
Definitely, I think, just again reading about the Reddit thread, and someone I think just said, "What about science?" And so even on a personal level, it's science has built our world to what it is today, and we're still making discoveries, and it's still going to happen. There's still so much in our world to discover. So for me, science is more of a personal thing. I'm not a scientist, but science affects all of our lives equally. So it's how I got into it too.
Excellent. So you all felt passionate about it enough to get on board. Good for you all. Is there a mission that has come nationally from the march, or that you've developed for your state march?
Yeah, we follow the mission from national or DC pretty to the book, don't we?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've. I mean, I think nationally the mission is sort of science serves, which is getting what you were saying, that how it's so fundamental to how it's to just the prosperity of our society. I think here in Minnesota we've developed our own language that I think is also reflective of what's being used nationally, which is evidence-based policy making, no censorship of science, and especially publicly funded science should be available to the public. And last, robust, generous, and steady public funding for research, because there's a lot that private corporations, it's not in their interest to fund, or if they do fund it, they will reasonably keep it to themselves and not share it with the general public as a sort of public resource.
And definitely for higher education too.
Absolutely.
Because if it isn't us, it's our future.
Yes.
Absolutely. And so that brings us to my next question about the new administration and the attacks on those very subjects you mentioned as being part of the mission of. In what ways is the new administration out to adversely affect scientists or science in this country?
The recent budget cuts, I think, really had a great impact. I know that the NIH was greatly impacted, And I think the EPA also.
The EPA is really, as far as I can tell, it's the thing that's like highest up on their chopping block, and it's like a 31% cut to the EPA budget is what the Trump administration is proposing.
I read that. Yeah.
And there was one other. I'm not very good with remembering all the statistics. There was something. Oh, it's the silencing of certain groups. It's not officially said, but it's, people are coming out and saying that they're not being told, and I think there was letters released. I can't remember that. It's not an official gag order, but they were told not to.
Yeah.
Within the EPA.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially the national parks, I think.
Yeah, the national parks.
That's right. Serene, that's right. Yeah.
I feel like they backpedaled a bit, but clearly they're showing a particular instinct. Because very, very early in the administration, I think this is what was one of the things that galvanized people from the get-go was taking down the White House's climate change page.
Right.
For a while, the Wikipedia article on climate change, like half of their citations were broken because they were linking to government-run websites as their citations.
Have those been restored, do you know?
As far
No.
I think from what
Yes,
I've read, with every presidency, those pages get archived. So they're there, but they're just not on the public-facing website that everyone can access.
And the problem is he's not putting them back on the public-facing website.
Amazing.
So, and I think that's when everyone kind of was like, when the news came out with the budget cuts, I think that's when everyone was like, oh no, this is actually hitting home now.
This is hitting home, yeah.
And there's a lot of homes that it's hitting throughout the U.S. It's not just in certain areas. And I think that I think kicked the March for Science into high gear as well.
I'm going to really go off the page here based on what we're talking about. So I'm sorry I didn't prepare you with this question, but what do you think is the single greatest threat to these attacks on science that we're dealing with based on
We're going to lose our data.
data?
We're going to lose our data. We're not going to have future improvements.
And for me, it's really about climate change. There's a whole lot of stuff of damage that we could do to our economy, to the planet, to women's rights that I think we can recover from in a generation or something like that. But if the scope of climate change is just so massive, if we don't stop this now, we're just screwed, and there's no turning back.
Well, I think that some of the argument is people say it's naturally occurring. So it is naturally occurring, but we're exponentially increasing that occurrence, and that's really the issue. So you never will stop climate change. You just will stop it from the rate that we're going at.
And so this is happening nationwide. How many marches are happening around the country?
Last I heard, it was
517.
Yeah,
517.
Wow. So 517 worldwide, and I think about over 300 nationally in the U.S.
Nearly 400 nationally.
Yeah, and then within Minnesota alone, there's 13.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so besides St. Paul, there's Bemidji and New Ulm and a bunch of other cities that are actually doing it.
Rochester and Northfield.
Rochester, yeah.
Oh, that's excellent.
I think we actually have marches in every single congressional district in the state.
Yeah.
Wonderful. That's amazing to hear. And how many marchers do you anticipate coming to the Capitol?
Don't know.
no.
Don't say anything.
Last week we were saying 6,000. As of this week, we're starting to talk in the 20s, and I think we were comparing our numbers to what the women's march looked like, and I think we're going to end up with more than what we think.
We would not be surprised.
Yeah.
I think we had RSVPs for 22,000. We anticipated about 30 and we got closer. Estimates from St. Paul Police were between 95,000 and 100,000. So maybe that's the number that I think you're wise if you're thinking. Yes, get a loud PA that is far-reaching.
Gulp.
Oh, that's so exciting. Well, now we get to talk about some of the fun stuff about the march. What should people know for March Day, preparing if they're planning on coming down? What should they know about parking, traffic?
So traffic is definitely going to be a lot. There's also a wild game that's going to start at 2. So.
Yeah, we found that out this morning.
Okay.
So it's, just, prepare ahead of time. Give yourself enough time to travel. There's definitely going to be, closures and a lot of, traffic, buses, and so try to take public transportation if you can.
The question that keeps coming in today, can I bring children?
Yeah, of course.
Yes. And absolutely, we're even doing a nursing area for pumping and stuff like that. It's a lactation station. And so one of our PR person, she's actually just has a 1 week old, and she'll be there. And so she's going to be utilizing our nursing room, our nursing area.
Nursing area, fantastic.
So it's definitely a family-friendly event.
Family-friendly event. Yes. And I understand that there is a march from the Science Museum that will they come and join you? Is that right?
Yeah.
The kids march?
The Kids Climate March.
Kids Climate March, fantastic.
So it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And I think besides that, just, being mindful of, there is going to be a lot of traffic, so just being careful where you're crossing the road. It's going to be going up John Ireland Boulevard towards the state capitol, the march, and then the rally will be right in front of the state capitol.
Fantastic. I can't wait. We did get a question from one of our viewers. Any pithy sign suggestions? Do you have any clever sign recommendations that people might...
I've seen actually a lot of good ones, and there's a not so private March for Science group. I think it's got 100,000 people. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I've got a son down here. And they've had amazing signs, and I can't even remember them all. They're just coming so quickly. I mean,
we're. I think there's definitely certain ones that we look out for. Fight for science and stand up for science. A lot of these hashtags that we've been using as well. But if anyone wants to, get their pictures out the day of, just use the hashtag March for Science MN.
Excellent.
And we'll be sure to, retweet to our followers, share with our followers as well.
And we really want the signs to be more focused on science and not a particular person or anything like that, because we're about the policies. We're not about
the politics themselves. And
excellent. Well, I imagine you're sending a pretty significant message, to our state representatives as well.
So,
government.
We did actually have a lobby day a few weeks ago, and we were really trying to reach out to all of the legislators of both parties that we could.
I think we hit. I think there was an email sent to 818, right? Or
I think so.
I think so. I can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure there was.
That was 2 weeks ago. That was ancient history.
Wow, fantastic! Good for you guys. That's important. If people can't make it to the march, what else can they do? If
we're
they're able to attend,
have an after event.
Okay.
We're not sure what that means, but we're definitely. This is what Jeff said. This is the beginning. This is not. So we're definitely going to focus on more policies. I mean, so yeah, they can talk to their senators. They can talk to whoever's representing them in their area.
Yeah.
Email
and
them.
then obviously, stay in touch through social media. And then we are starting sort of a, stay engaged. We'll update the website with that as well. And it's just, anyone that wants to kind of stay connected, we'll have that form online. So you can just, fill that out. And
the form actually already exists now, so we're advertising it on our Facebook page.
Good, thank
so
you.
you can sign up there. Just really, it's at this point just name, email, and zip code. Zip code is optional, but just so that we have some sense of where everyone is. And at this point, that's all that we're asking. And sometime after the march, we'll start advertising initial planning meetings for staying engaged after the march.
Fantastic. It sounds very similar to what we found ourselves in. Just that there was too much demand to just walk away from it after. Fantastic. Now you are a 501c4, correct?
Yes.
Can people make a donation to the march?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Excellent. And where will they? How can they do that?
Through our website.
Okay.
We have a crowd rise. Is it crowd
Crowd
rise?
rises.
Crowd
So
rise.
crowd rise one way, and then the other way is there's merchandise. So if anybody wants to buy
Oh yes, show
memorabilia-
off your shirts.
Sorry, I
Yep.
They look great.
Almost
Is it a kid size shirt?
It is. They didn't have toddlers. We only do USA made, and they don't make USA made toddler shirts. But so he's in a
Yay, I love your shirt. That's good. Wonderful. Well, we'll go ahead and post the Crowd Rise link, and we've got the link to your website, maybe a link to merchandise, and people will be able to watch this video long after it's no longer live. But I really want to thank you all, Satish and Samreen and Angela, for coming out tonight so we could get the word out about your march. We appreciate
Thank you.
it so
We
much.
appreciate your help. I mean, this is great that you guys are even doing this.
Yeah, it's awesome what you guys are doing.
Solidarity. It's fantastic.
Yeah. All right.
All good.
Okay.